Welcome back. It is 1645. In the last one, Phineas became a child. Weedamoon and Chogun had their first child. Priscilla ran away. Elias finally got a wife in Janice because of Muriel. Lots of things going on. But this year, we have 5 birthdays. So let's start here with Hubert Hobart becoming a child, no 13 or 19. Survived. Tabitha Hobart, no 7 or 14. Ooh, Tabitha. Oh, she didn't make it. So that should be bolded. Josiah Hobart, no 3, 9, or 20. We actually haven't had that many deaths lately, so I mean it only makes sense that we'd have one. Christina Hobart and Demita Dubois have to get at least a 9. It's a no, and it's a no. Christina, she's had a pretty good life. And so has Demita. Okay. They both had good lives. They lived, they had children, they did their thing. For the townies, we have a few birthdays. Janice is becoming a young adult. Nathaniel. Oh, that's a different Nathaniel, right? Yeah. Nathaniel Harper is becoming a teenager. Elias is becoming a regular adult. Judith, Yona, and Nita. Okay, lots of birthdays this year, so that's exciting. Also, since Temperance has aged up, technically at this point, Abraham would be allowed to marry her. So we're going to blow his life up. So let's hop into the game. Okay, so I had a small existential crisis where at the beginning of filming this, I was like, why won't I let my Sims be happy? Oh, I'm terrible. Anyway, so they're not going to be happy. Sorry if you wanted a happy ending for anybody, because apparently it's just not going to happen. So, Philip and Abigail have been having some trouble lately. Now, if you remember, like, it just kind of makes sense to me that they would have some trouble because honestly, like, Philip was kind of like a jerk. He, woohooed with her. She was young. She was impressionable. She was from somewhere else. He's like in a noble, fancy, whatever. And, she was obviously a consensual party, but his father was very angry that he got her pregnant and then they had to get married and everything. And it's not really a great foundation for, a marriage and a life together. So over the years, they've been having kids and having kids and having kids and just keep rolling with that. But his father died and, it's just the two of them and then raising the kids and they're not having any more children. And so it's just kind of come to the point where they kind of realize that they don't actually have anything in common and they just got married because she got pregnant. And so it's really not good situation. He doesn't have his father anymore to kind of tell him the right thing to do and everything. And so their relationship is struggling. Meanwhile, Priscilla is trying to be the peacemaker here. She's trying to be friendly with both of them and kind of be like, no, it's okay. Like, this is what you really mean. This is what you, like, trying to insert herself in a way that is helpful, but it's kind of just making her involved where she shouldn't be involved. And so we're going to leave them for now. And we're going to come back and we are going to instead go and see, who are we going to go see? Abraham. So Abraham is here and he is going to just be spending some time out by the church, the community center where a lot of people spend their time. Now, if you remember last year, Temperance did become a young adult, so now she is of age to marry, and so a lot of rumors have been swirling around now that Abraham will marry her because she's of age, and so obviously Jacqueline, who has, had his child and all this stuff, is finding out that he was planning on marrying Temperance. And she's like, what is going on here? What is going on? So she is asking him, I thought we were getting married. I thought you were figuring this out. And he's like, I am figuring it out. And she's like, we better figure it out fast because Tobias is even calling you. Like, it's all being arranged. And so he's like, don't worry about it. I promise. Like, it's me and you. And he, is constantly trying to like push her off and push off the issue, like get it further away. But she's finally like, you need to make this happen right now. Like, she's done waiting for him. They lost their baby. She's feeling very like upset about that. Obviously, her family doesn't care. She's feeling really stressed, and he like just soothes her and is like, it's okay, and they but basically, he can't really put it off any longer. So that is something that he's going to struggle with, is that he really has to figure things out before, so that he can marry Temperance, increase his status, and all of that. So he is nervous about that because he is worried that Jacqueline will ruin everything for him, that she will, expose him, and he could try and say that it's not true in front of people, but it would be very difficult. He just doesn't want to have to deal with the drama, and obviously the Harper family is very adverse to that kind of stuff, so he is trying to keep it all on the down low. And so he actually pulls Muriel aside because Abraham has no sense of awareness, really. Like, he is just like one of those guys that like doesn't realize that his actions have consequences. But he comes to Muriel and he's like, Muriel, I have another problem. Like, I need you to help me out again. Like, I had some problems in the past and you were always good to me, Muriel. Like, could you please help me? I have a big problem. Like, Jacqueline's baby, it was mine, and, she's going to expose me and blah, blah, blah. And Muriel's just kind of like, you've got some nerve asking me for help after what you did, right? Like, after kicking her out and, not helping her when she needed, oh, he wants her help again? Like, she should just give it to him. She owes him that or something. He's like, no. She's just like, no, I don't care. Like, deal with your own stuff. But Muriel is vindictive, and we like her for that. So basically, Muriel's like, okay, well, Abraham is going to have a big, big problem. So what she does is she contacts Humphrey. Now, if you remember, Humphrey actually did look up to Abraham, but Abraham never gave him the time of day because he kind of viewed him as a threat a little bit. And Humphrey's been trying to, be in his father's legacy and has been trying to make connections and has definitely become a respected person in town, but, obviously doesn't have that captain position like Abraham does. So Muriel pulls him aside and she's like, one time you asked me for help and I'm going to help you now. And she tells him everything. She's like, Abraham, she obviously, she's not going to tell him that she killed, the other girl whose name I can't remember now, but like she's gonna be like, he killed his last lover, and now Jacqueline had the baby, it was his, and he is gonna plan to get rid of her and all this stuff. And Humphrey is like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot. So basically, Humphrey's like, well, thanks for the information. I will put it to good use. So he calls a town meeting. For some reason, why don't all the podiums work the same way? This is so infuriating. They should all work the same way. I'm just saying, one podium should work the same as any other podium. That's just my opinion. But anyway, he is going to call everyone in town to this meeting. You can see Muriel is very excited for it, and he is going to tell everyone everything. He's going to basically make a speech in front of everyone being like, that baby was Abraham's, all this stuff. Like, he's just going to out all of the information about Abraham and the bad things he's done. Oh, he's the reason that my father died in the war because he started the war by killing his lover. And so it's just like all this stuff, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, like, and it's like this big thing, and he's like, I have witnesses and blah blah blah. And Abraham is like, uh-oh. Abraham's like, this is worse than I thought it was going to be, because if he had just gotten Jacqueline knocked up, the worst that could have happened to him was probably just that he would have to marry her. But all of this other stuff coming out, and the murders, and just like everything, and it's not good for him. So he gets locked up in the underground cell here, even though he doesn't stay there, which is annoying. But Esther, in a towel. Really? um, anyway, so he gets locked up, and meanwhile, of course, Abraham, you're supposed to be locked up. Get out of here. He's like trying to ask for help, but nobody wants to help him now. But meanwhile, you know, Humphrey has become really good friends with Temperance. Like they have a full relationship bar for friendly. And he's basically going to be like, Temperance, like I'm sorry that everything happened to you. Like I didn't want you to marry someone who was so evil and who could hurt you and all this stuff. And Temperance is like, wow, that's nice. I just wanted to get married to get out of my father's house, but okay. So, he puts the moves on. He wants to take Abraham's spot. He wants to become captain, take Abraham's place, and take his wife, take everything. So, it looks like things are going really well, really fast for the two of them. But yes, he is definitely someone who Tobias, who's Temperance's father, would like. He has that same very strict morality that he wants to follow, and so he's making his move. Meanwhile, we have what's her name? Janice and Elias, who still have not consummated their marriage. They still have not consummated their marriage. They are not getting along. She keeps avoiding him. She does not want to be with him, and he does not like it. Like he's growing impatient. The two of them are arguing all the time, and he's like, I was supposed to get a wife who would just do things, keep the house clean, have my babies, do whatever I want. Like it was just supposed to be easy for me, and instead you're being difficult and I don't like it. And so they're just going on and on and on about these arguments, and it's just he's evil now. He's evil now. So it's just all of this arguing and back and forth, and it's just not good. And so it kind of culminates in like a physical altercation. They fight each other. And I mean, it's not good. I mean, he won the fight. So it kind of just seems like you beat up your wife. Like, that's not good. So I did not expect them to fight. I did not cue that up. They did. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess this marriage has become physically unhealthy. That's not good. So she is really struggling with the whole thing because she didn't even want to marry him. Like she feels like, her sister's pregnancy, her father's affair, like everything has kind of ruined things for her and made things hard for her. And she didn't deserve any of that. And now she's stuck with this guy who's evil, and she doesn't know what to do. She's very sad. And meanwhile, Elias is having some problems with the other men in town because he's very like shrewd businessman. He is do not freeze to death. He does things that are technically legal but are kind of scummy, and he, kind of rips people off a bit. And so some of the other guys are angry with him for ripping them off and, screwing them over like business wise or money wise or trading or something, whatever the guys have going on in this time period. I don't know. So some of the guys are mad, and at the head of that is Obadiah here. So Obadiah is the most angry about the whole situation. And so Janice notices this very angry Obadiah against Elias, and she is like, wait a second, like he hates him. So she kind of goes up to him and she's like, hey, my husband sucks, doesn't he? And they kind of commiserate about how awful Elias is, and she's very sad, you could see. So she kind of puts on a little bit of a poor me, which, I mean, yes, poor her, because she does not deserve this life. But she's basically saying to Obadiah, like, it's been so hard, like he's awful to me, like I'm not happy, like I've been trying so hard, and he is just like really, really terrible. And so she kind of is, saying to Obadiah, like, oh, I wish someone would help me out of this awful situation, So that's what's kind of brewing there. I just like made myself choke. Anyway, now we're here with the Smith family, and as you know, Nathaniel really wanted to be with Esther, but obviously that is not going well for him because she doesn't like him, but she did kind of hit it off with Jonathan in the last one. So let's have her and Jonathan go on a little hangout. She said no to a date, but we'll go on a hangout. I really do need to add more community lots for real. Actually, I should write that down. Hold on, let me write that down. Community lots. I need more of them. Okay, so basically, she's going to go out on a date with John, and we're going to see how it goes, see if they like each other. She's disappeared. She is there, but you cannot see her. And so they're just going back and forth and, having these friendly conversations and getting closer and enjoying each other's company. And I think that it's going really well. I think they like each other. So I have to control Esther because obviously I cannot click on her. So I'm going to control her, and she actually gets a crush on Jonathan. So she really likes him. She gets a crush on him. She is really impressed by him. He's a good sim, so it's kind of like the opposite of Nathaniel. He's just like a good guy. He's a wholesome guy. He's a nice guy, and he would make someone very happy. And so she is definitely like, oh, I think he would make a great husband. And look, he's smitten with her too. Of course he is, because she's wonderful. So it's just kind of the two of them getting closer and closer. Who is that lady over there? But yeah, the two of them getting closer, enjoying each other's company more. I'm going to have them start dating, start courting, and they're not going to do anything untoward, except maybe they will, because I noticed that everyone has left the room. No one is in here. So maybe if you stole a little smooch, that would be okay. Yep, look, nobody's here. Go for it. Ah, yes. So they're in love. Oh my gosh, they are just so cute together. I love that, except you should not make out with each other while there are other people in the room. Don't do that autonomously. But anyway, so we're just going to keep going here. They're going to kind of end their date. They're very excited about being together. Esther, I don't think, has felt this way. And so she just asked him to marry her. And he said yes, of course. They're just so in love all of a sudden, and then like they're just going for it. And so he comes home and he wants to tell his sister. He's like, oh my gosh, like I just had the best date with Esther ever, and we are gonna get married. Like, we're just gonna get married. And Nathaniel overhears and he's like, excuse you, you're gonna marry Esther? You don't even know her. Like, you what? So Nathaniel is super angry, and so he's super angry, and he's like, you can't have her. I saw her first. I want her. She's so beautiful. Like, she should be mine. And Jonathan's like, dude, that's stupid for obvious reasons. She's in love with me. And so they get into an argument, and it's just this whole thing. And so they decide to fight. And so, Nathaniel probably throws the first punch. And so, but Jonathan finishes it. Nathaniel lost the fight. So Nathaniel is already feeling hurt, like butthurt, and now even more so, he just lost a fight to his younger brother, and he's gonna lose a girl, and it hurts his ego, his manhood, whatever. He is super angry. And so what does he do? You can't really tell because you can't do this in The Sims, but I brought them upstairs. He pushes Jonathan down the stairs. That is what he is going to do. He's going to push Jonathan down the staircase, and Jonathan is going to be injured. He's going to break his thigh bone. So he's going to be really injured. Like, it's not good. So he broke his thigh bone, and he is going to now walk with a cane. So that is something that has happened. It doesn't quite heal right. He's going to need a cane. He is going to have pain for the rest of his life. And so that is, really awful. There's not really going to be consequences for Nathaniel. He's technically the head of his household, and he can just say it was an accident, and people probably won't believe that it was on purpose unless they were in that family and they know these people. So poor Jonathan. Meanwhile, we have Ahanu, who, as we saw in the last one, they're trying to set him up with Anquit, I think her name is. And so they are trying to set her up. Okay, and also we're having another baby in the Yazzie family. But they're trying to set him up to be married. And he just feels kind of aimless because he was supposed to become the chief. He is not becoming the chief now, and so he feels all really aimless because he doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know like what his purpose is and all of that. So he's struggling. He is struggling. So we are going to invite her over. Yeah, on Queen. Invite her over and just get to know her a little bit better. And, she opens up to him a bit about, the loss of her husband and everything and how she's been struggling and all that. And he kind of opens up to her about his feeling aimless and, needing a purpose and everything. And she's like, well, maybe we can like help each other. Maybe we can, uplift each other because I need a father for my child, for my niece. I need a man in my house. You need, to be a leader of a house. You need to be a leader of something. And why, like, we can get away from here. Like you and I, we can leave and we can, make our own house. We don't have to live like right here in with everybody else and in with everything you've lost. Like we can go off and we can have our own home and we can make our own home and it can be really nice. Like it doesn't have to be that you have to stay here for the rest of your life. We can go off together. And so he's really receptive to that because he does feel like he needs a purpose and maybe kind of building anew would help him. So we also have back at our house, because it is Christmas, I was like, it's Christmas. We should go to our main household, which we haven't been paying attention to much. But believe me, I have already started writing up plans for our children, for Austin, for his future, for Phineas's future, for the family. So don't worry, in the next couple of years, we are going to really ramp up with our main family. It's just, I wanted them to be happy. And if they're happy, they're boring. So now that Austin is getting a little older, we can definitely start working more on what his future is going to look like. So it is Christmas time, and we are going to, have a grand meal, exchange some presents, which is just like beeswax and toys and stuff, but just enjoying the time together and, coming together as a family. So they're all having a great time, and even the horse. But yeah, so they're just having a good time being together. Things are going to be more difficult for them as time goes on, especially as the children get out in the world. And, Austin was making some friends the last time. We really paid close attention to him. And it's tough to like make friends and not be able to invite them over to your house or to not be able to talk about your family and all of that kind of stuff is like, it's not easy to kind of be isolated from everyone. And as the children get older and start to live their own lives, they are going to have less of that isolation and therefore kind of more social danger in the way of, getting exposed for their family life. And so it's definitely not easy. But little Phineas too is a good sim, and he's been actually asking a lot about his mother lately. They wanted to know about Margaret, and they wanted to kind of hear more about her, and they've been telling them. I mean, obviously they've been telling them their whole lives about Margaret, but I think that it really hurts Phineas that his mother died giving birth to him. I think that's something I'm thinking maybe like we'll have him like want to pursue being a doctor or something. So we'll see where we go with that. It's just kind of an idea at this point. But now we're going to go into birthdays. So we have a lot of birthdays this year. For birthdays, we have Hubert Hobart becoming a child, Tabitha Hobart dying, Josiah Hobart becoming a young adult, Christina Hobart dying, Demita Dubois dying, Janice Dale becoming a young adult, Nathaniel Harper becoming a teenager, Judith Smith becoming a child, and she is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Yona Nokomis becoming a toddler, Nita Yazi becoming a toddler, and Uncas Yazi being born and becoming an infant. So lots of stuff going on for birthdays, and we're just going to continue that. But yeah. So that is what's going on there. And that is where we're going to end. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this part. I'm really excited about all of the stuff we have going on, and we're going to continue to do that and to move forward with that. So I will catch you in the next one.